She believed love was built in small, quiet moments, not loud promises. In the beginning, their relationship felt exactly like that: soft, steady, and safe. They met during a phase of life when both were searching for meaning, and somehow, they became each other's answer. Conversations lasted longer than planned, laughter felt effortless, and silence between them never felt empty. To her, these moments became memories worth holding on to. She invested herself completely, not because she was naive, but because she trusted deeply. Every shared routine, morning messages, late-night calls, familiar places, slowly turned into emotional anchors. She memorized the way he spoke when tired, the pauses in his words, and the comfort of consistency. Love, for her, was loyalty in action. While she was building a future in her heart, he was slowly drifting without saying a word. The change didn't arrive suddenly. It came quietly, disguised as busyness, delayed replies, and excuses that sounded reasonable. She noticed, but she chose patience over suspicion. She told herself that love required understanding, not questions. What she didn't know was that emotional distance often begins long before physical separation. While she was holding on to shared memories, he was creating new ones where she no longer existed. The imbalance was invisible but growing. She kept giving reassurance, while he kept taking space. Friends noticed the difference before she did. They saw how her world revolved around protecting what they had, while his attention wandered elsewhere. Still, she defended him, because love made her loyal even in uncertainty. She believed commitment meant staying, even when things felt different. In her heart, love was something you fought for. In his, love had quietly become something replaceable. The foundation she thought was solid had already begun to crack, but she stood on it anyway, hoping it would hold. This section closes with her still believing, still holding on to the idea that love, once built, doesn't disappear without warning. She didn't know yet that sometimes, people leave emotionally long before they ever walk away. The silence didn't arrive all at once. It grew gradually, filling the spaces where warmth used to live. Messages became shorter, calls became rare, and explanations became rehearsed. She felt the difference deeply, but she couldn't name it yet. Something was missing, and it wasn't just time, it was intention. She replayed old memories to comfort herself. The laughter, the promises, the moments that once felt unbreakable. She believed that remembering was a way to protect love. But memories, no matter how strong, cannot replace effort. While she held on to the past, he was emotionally investing elsewhere. What hurt most was not knowing. Emotional infidelity doesn't leave visible scars, but it leaves confusion. She questioned herself constantly. Was she asking for too much? Was she imagining the distance? She blamed her sensitivity instead of his absence. He stopped sharing his thoughts. His world became closed, guarded by vague answers and emotional walls. She felt like a stranger in a place she once called home. Every attempt to reconnect felt one-sided, as if she was speaking into silence. Eventually, the truth surfaced, not dramatically, but painfully. There was someone else, not in action, but in attention. Someone who received the conversations, the interest, and the emotional presence that once belonged to her. That realization hurt more than anger ever could. She understood then that betrayal isn't always about physical acts. Sometimes, it's about choosing someone else emotionally while still holding on to the safety of a relationship. He hadn't cheated in the traditional sense, but he had already left her heart behind. She confronted him, hoping for honesty, maybe even regret. Instead, she found indifference. No apology could undo the fact that he had walked away emotionally long before she noticed. The silence now made sense, it was the sound of detachment. This section captures the painful awareness that love can fade quietly, leaving one person holding questions while the other moves on without a second thought. After the truth, she was left alone with memories that no longer brought comfort. Every place reminded her of what once was. Every routine felt incomplete. She realized that while he had emotionally prepared to leave, she was still standing at the beginning, unaware of the ending. She tried to understand where things went wrong. She replayed conversations, searching for mistakes she might have made. Emotional betrayal has a way of turning pain inward. Instead of blaming him, she questioned her worth. She felt foolish for holding on so tightly while he let go so easily. The imbalance hurt more than the loss itself. Loving deeply had become her burden, while leaving had been his escape. Friends encouraged her to move on, but healing doesn't follow instructions. She wasn't just grieving a person, she was grieving the future she had imagined. The version of love she believed in felt broken. She learned that closure doesn't always come from explanations. Sometimes, it comes from acceptance. He didn't fight to stay. He didn't look back. That was the answer she never wanted but needed. Slowly, she began to understand that holding on to memories doesn't mean staying stuck. It means acknowledging that what mattered was real, even if it didn't last. Her pain was proof that she loved sincerely. This section reflects the quiet strength required to sit with heartbreak, to feel it fully, and to survive it without becoming bitter. Healing didn't mean forgetting. It meant releasing the need to be chosen by someone who had already decided to leave. She stopped waiting for apologies that would never come. She stopped hoping for regret that wasn't there. She learned that love should never require self-abandonment. Holding on to memories is human, but holding on to someone who walks away is self-destruction. Slowly, she chose herself. The pain didn't disappear, but it softened. She rebuilt her sense of worth, not through new love, but through self-respect. She realized that emotional loyalty is not optional, it is essential. He became a lesson, not a wound. A reminder that love must be mutual, present, and intentional. She didn't regret loving deeply. She regretted ignoring the signs that she was loving alone. In the end, she walked forward carrying wisdom instead of bitterness. She let go, not because it stopped hurting, but because she deserved peace.